Hey everyone, Kevin Tanner coming to you here with a review of the Micro Galaxy Squadron Republic LAAT. So this is Series 2, one of the first ships released here along with the Jango Fett Starfighter. So what we're going to do is talk through the features of this, the figures, the size. We'll do a comparison, show you the box, and we'll kind of run through all that. So let's go ahead and start out first with the box. So here is what it looks like inside the box. One of the cool things about this, very similar to the Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter, you can actually see the wing, the other wing is down there in the bottom. Pretty clever way of being able to get this thing in the box because it is pretty big. You get a couple troopers that are inside the little package. We got a little picture here. This is number 43. On the side, we got another picture of it. And then on the back, we've got all of the features. So, and then some of the other ships that are in the line. So that is the box. It does come with a pretty cool cardboard insert here for display, which you can see here in the background. It's got some tanks on there, which we're getting in this series, which is cool. It's got the ATRT on it. So yeah, that's it. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the actual ship. So I have a couple clone figures that are already in here. These are just others from Series 1 of the blind boxes. But let's take a look at this guy. So we're going to start and go front to back. So starting with the front, you've got these two little laser turrets here that move around. We've got a cockpit that opens. So you can put your figures inside there. You can fly around. Then you have your ball turrets here. So the ball turrets just move forward and backwards. They actually don't have a lot of mobility moving around beyond that. But the one great feature about this is they actually do open. So I went ahead and put a clone trooper in here so you can see how they fit in. So actually nice and tight there on opening that up. There you can see the figure inside of it. Looks really cool. And then you've got another one here on this side that opens as well. So then as we keep moving along, we have the bay area here. So what we can do is actually open this up. So this door here opens. There's a little part right here that you have to pop loose. And then this guy swings out. So you can see we've got two little troop carrier things here that hold the troopers up. So you could stand them up in here and still be able to fly without them flying all over the place. Which is a nice little feature if you want to display them that way. Unfortunately, these things are locked in there. They are glued into, not necessarily glued in, but they're fastened into the frame, so you can't remove them. But they are there, so you can put a couple figures on there, which is nice. When this opens up here, we can actually still see that there is... So go ahead and pop that part off. You can still see here is part of that wing or the interior portion of it. I think that's just for stability. But that is that. And then you've got another little ball turret here. So this actually just spins. It doesn't really rotate around inside of it. And then over here on the top, we actually have a little panel that can be removed. So remove this and we get a chance to see some rockets. Come on now. Get that thing to pop loose. There we go. All right, there it is. Now we get a chance to see the rockets. So those are in there. It's just really a paint detail. There's not really anything you can do with it other than that. And put that thing back on top if you want. So now we can move around to the back. So we've got this little laser turret here that moves. And then you have a little bay door that opens here. And there is actually a peg here for speeder. So I think this is going to go with the Series 2 blind box bark speeder. So I think you could put any speeder in there, obviously. But that's, I think, what the intent is. And then here on the underside, we got some paint detail on the underside of it. So that's that. So there is a wash on this. I actually don't mind the wash at all on this one, other than right here it seems to pull like right in the gap. I've seen a couple others that have done that same thing, so I might just clean a little bit of that out. But other than that, I mean, this thing's supposed to be flying around on Geonosis. It's going to get dirty, so I probably will not clean the wash off on this one. I like it. Looks pretty good. So let's do measurements really quick. So if we're looking at this guy front to back, this is about 7.5 inches. If you include the laser cannons on there, it's 8 inches all the way back. Wingspan on this guy is pretty big. So we're looking at wingspan is roughly 9 inches. So that is that. And then if it's just sitting here like this guy is about 3.25 inches tall. So that is the size of this guy. It does come with 2 figures, so I have skipped that part up until this point. So we get one we get one pilot. So this one actually has a lot of really cool details on it, but just the top of the helmet is painted. That's your clone trooper pilot. And then you get another standard clone trooper. So this guy is pretty standard. Nothing really fancy with them. Both of these are 1 inch tall, just like all of the other Micro Galaxy Squadron figures. And so now we can go ahead and compare this to a couple other Republic LAATs that I've got. So we have the Action Fleet version, which again, is kind of one that's hard to compare against, and you really can't compare these two, although I'm going to do it right now, just because they're 2 totally different lines. So you can see, obviously, the Micro Galaxy Squadron one is much bigger than the Action Fleet version. There are some very similar features to it, but because you have the ball turrets here that actually have a figure that you can put in it, they're a little bit bigger than what you would have with the Action Fleet one, and this one does have, you know, more functionality in it because it's a lot smaller and you don't put anything inside of it. And then it does have all the rockets up here. It doesn't have that little panel that you put on it. And so this is the Action Fleet one. You also have the titanium version, titanium ultra version, which is the exact same mold. It's a little bit clunkier in the wings, and the wings really suck with whatever plastic they used on that because they turn yellow all the time. And then the last one here is the Transformers crossover. So this is the Crumb Bomber version. And so if we're looking at this compared, it is slightly bigger than the Action Fleet, not a whole lot bigger. You can see it compared to the Micro Galaxy Squadron one. It is smaller for sure. But it's a little bit closer to that size. Now, the other cool thing about this that I really like is the cannons that are on top. They look like they're a lot bigger than what we obviously are getting on all of the other models. And this is a nice hard plastic on the wings. You can pop the wings off as well. I'm not going to do it here, but obviously you have to pop it off because you put one wing on there. So anyways, this is the Republic LAAT Micro Galaxy Squadron Series 2. Fantastic ship. I would highly recommend getting 1 or 2 or build a squadron of them. They are very cool. Feel free to leave any comments below. Please subscribe and like, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.